Welcome back to my channel. It's JusMeLah, and in today's video I show you how I achieved this beautiful faux lock look. Now, I am very talkative in this video, so to help you out, I've included timestamps so that you can skip ahead to the areas of the video that you need to see. But if you want to see the whole thing, if you want to watch me chat and talk through the whole video, keep on watching. I'm going to be doing some version of locks. Now, it's really going to be some improvisation. I have a vision in my head, but I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to execute it. Now, as far as how I prepped my hair, I washed my hair using the Obia Natural Neem Tea Tree Shampoo Bar. So I washed my hair using that. After I washed it, I then went in and applied the tgin, thank God it's natural, Honey Miracle hair mask. But I didn't have a lot of this. You can see it's empty, so I definitely finished it this time around. So I added some of the tgin, thank God it's natural, triple moisture replenishing conditioner. I deep conditioned using a plastic cap. Then I detangled my hair using a paddle brush, rinsed it out, and then I applied some olive oil with rosemary essential oil inside of it, 2 sections of my hair, and applied shea butter on top of the rosemary oil. And then I blow dried the product into my hair and stretched my hair. As I got through each section, I just flat twisted it. So what I'm going to use to make sure my hair is moisturized extremely well and sealed in are these 2 products. I'm going to be using the Hair Rules Kinky curling cream. Next, I'm going to seal that moisture in using the Nature's Blessings hair pomade. And now for the hair I'm using. First, I'm using the Janet Collection Jamaican Reggae Style. That's the hair I'm using for the length of the hair. And then to wrap the hair, I'm using the Janet Collection 2x Afro Kinky bulk hair. So this is what the hair looks like, and I like wrapping my locks with this hair because it gives it a very natural look. I want there to be bumps and lumps in the lock because to me that makes it look more realistic, more natural, more true to actual locks. And I'm going to get started. Okay. All right, so that's how big it's gonna be. And I think because it's long, the bigness will be okay. So now I'm gonna put this on it. It's like, sis, why did you even blow dry your hair if you're gonna just do this? I don't know, I just felt like it, so. If you're watching this going, sis, that's too much. It probably is, but I'm gonna still do it. I'm going to start with 2 strands of the crinkly hair, and I'm going to braid it into my hair. So I'm going to start my braid with my hair. Boom. And I'm gonna take the strand and figure out how to add it in. I'm gonna take the other strand and okay, so my hair is braided in. It's gonna be so long and cute. So you know what I think I might do? I think I'm gonna crochet in another piece of this hair. Oh, this feels snug, boy. And then wrap it. So I'm gonna take my my crochet hook, my latch hook, open it, slide it under the base of my hair, take my looped hair, hook it on, close the latch hook, slide it through, and pull one of the ends through. I'm gonna take the wrapping hair. Now I'm gonna drop, oh, I was supposed to put this in through too. I don't feel like it. Should I serious? Fine, whatever. I'm gonna crochet this in two. So I am gonna let the straight strands fall down the base of the hair. Take my hair and begin, ouch, wrapping it. Pull off the next section. So I have some hair left over because I'm gonna overlap. So I now have the new piece. I'm gonna put it behind it. And then I'm gonna keep wrapping with the other hair. This is something I just made up just now. I'm gonna wrap the other hair around the new hair I just laid flat, and for extra security. And then I will begin wrapping with the new hair to really integrate it. And it creates a dent in here. And I don't really care. Because we not looking for perfection. Like, we just trying to wrap our hair. Okay? I might create a new style and just do it halfway. Same thing again. Take the hair, put it behind, take the strand you were already using and wrap it to secure that new hair. Then take the new hair and begin wrapping. Like, sis, why did you decide to do this? And this is the problem with Faux Locs. Like, I'd be like, come on now. Why'd I have to make it so long? Like, I would be done already. Girl, stop complaining. You know you want to do this. You right, you right, you right. You right, you right. Again, put it behind. Use the original strand. Wrap it. Can you see? I'm wrapping it, the original strand around. And now I'm gonna take the new strand and wrap the new strand. And I'm gonna go off camera and I'll come back when I'm done. Maybe I'll show it to you another time when I get to the front. I'll come back. So just so you know, each pack of hair comes with 2 big bundles like this, and then each big bundle has these smaller bundles. So I went through, all of this was one of these smaller bundles. So this is how much I've done. This is how much I have left. Oh snap, it's like half. So I guess it's gonna take 2 of these to do each lock. I'm going to stop. I still have this much hair left, but it's going way past my butt now. Well, it's past my butt as it is. And if I keep going, it's gonna be way past. And I don't know, I guess I could do it that long, but I don't want it past my butt. So I'm gonna just add this strand so I can finish it off. I'm putting it behind the old wrapping strand. I'm using the old wrapping strand to wrap the new hair. I'm gonna take the new hair and now wrap around that. It's very difficult to do when it's so long. Like, it's weird. You don't have the same like tension. I'm also gonna have to trim this because this is mad puffy. Like, look like I'm gonna have to thin this out. Anyway, so to end it, I'm going to then wrap back up the strand. So I'm going back up the lock now. of the lock. And I'm gonna continue going until it gets thin enough, which is like right about now. Okay, so feather this out as much as you can because this is how I'm gonna knot the hair. So I'm going to create a loop using my thumb to create the loop. My index and thumb on my other hand have the other part. Wrap it around and I'm gonna push that hair through the loop. And then I pull it and tighten it. That's how I seal it. And I continue to do that looping process until I don't have hair long enough to loop anymore. You really want to pull it tightly. You really want to secure that because that's how you are going to keep your locks secured. We're not going to burn anything. We're not going to glue anything. It's purely, okay. So I did it 2 times for sure. This 3rd time is like a stretch, but I'm still going to try. I didn't get it all, but I did it a 3rd time. And then this left over here, I'm just gonna wrap it around. Not much wrapping can happen. And I'm gonna roll it in. And that's it. Ooh. So now I have to deal with this. Okay, so I'm gonna find the piece that looks the most central, and it's this one right here. So these outside ones I'm going to lift. Let the center one be down there. And I'm gonna cut these other ones off. See, and then does that thing at the end where it's like all bushy and I don't like that. That's why it's best if you could just end where the hair ends, unless you like feather it down. Still, it's like mad big. So I think I'm gonna take a piece. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's so like, I want it to be more seamless like this. So I'm going to take some of this hair that's hanging and I'm gonna wrap. Yeah, girl, we gotta find solutions to these problems, okay? Because like, we want our hair to look the way we want it to look. Okay, sis? Okay. And I'm just repeating the same process I did for the other parts of my hair. And then I'm going to, it's not the greatest, it's my first time doing it, okay? It'll get perfected. By the time I come back and I'm at the front of my head, perfection. Amazing, beautiful, wonderful, perfect, idyllic, ideal. Because I'm a problem solver, okay? You know what I'm saying? I just find solutions to these problems. I am a creative, and we figure them things out. Bang! Okay? So now it's seamless. And I'm gonna just cut off this straggly stuff. And who knows, I might make this even thinner. But for right now, it's good. Yeah, it's like a rat tail. I could just leave it like this and go out. Let's show you what it looks like from the back. And I can lift it, it's not too tight. It's snug, don't get me wrong, but it's not too snug, okay? It doesn't feel like anything's pulling. So this here, I'm just going to throw whoosh on the floor, get it out my way. And I'm gonna keep going, and I'll be back when I'm done. Peace out. And I am back. I changed a few things from the first faux lock that I showed you. The first thing is I decided to use one strand of the poofy hair and 1 strand of the more crimped hair for each lock. So in total, I'm using 2 strands per faux loc. I'm no longer crocheting a 3rd strand through once I've braided these 2 strands of hair into my actual hair. So each faux loc simply has this poofy strand, this crimped strand, and then the hair that I used to wrap it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to moisturize my strands. Next, I'm going to seal that moisture in using the Nature's Blessing hair pomade. And before I move into the last step, I am going to separate my edges. Now, my edges are not very dense and they're also very sensitive, and I don't want the hair tugging on it and pulling on it. I don't want it to be uncomfortable or painful. And so I'm going to separate any short hairs. So it's not just the baby hairs, no, any short grown hairs on my head. I'm going to separate any place that feels sensitive on my scalp. I'm going to move it out of the way. So all of this hair, I am not going to put into this. That's something I highly recommend. Just get them out of the way. It's not worth it to try to have a super snatched look for no edges once you take it out. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Super Grow hair gel. I don't know if I showed that to you all earlier, but I also started using this only for the front of my hair to give an extra shine and extra hold to the front. I'm going to now do the feed-in method. I begin to braid. I'll go 1, 2, 3. I then take the first strand of hair and I'm going to slip it between my 2 fingers and then grab that strand, braid it in once. Next strand, apply it between those fingers again, my index and my thumb, and then continue braiding. And I'm going to continue to braid until I reach the end of my row here. I'm now going to crochet the wrapping hair through the root of the braid. This was 1 mini bundle out of 1 bigger bundle, 1 larger bundle. So I'm gonna separate some hair off of the bundle. Open my latch hook, slide that latch hook through, hook that hair into the latch, close it, pull it through gently, and then just pull one end through my braid. Going to slide the hair so that the straight pieces, these are gonna face down, so I'm not wrapping with the straight ends. I'm letting the straight ends lay flat against my braid. Now I have about this much hair left. I'm going to now add another piece of hair. And to add another piece of hair, I go ahead and section some more hair off. Again, I'm gonna have the straight ends point down on the braid. And in the beginning, when I showed you how to attach the next wrapping strand, I told you to put the hair behind the strand you've already been using. But in actuality, I've been placing it in front of this initial strand. So place the new wrapping strand in front of the previous wrapping strand. So I'm gonna place it in front and hold it there. And then take the old wrapping strand and wrap to secure that new strand in the hair to make sure it doesn't unravel. And then I pick up the new wrapping strand and go ahead and continue to wrap down the hair. And periodically, I'm wrapping pretty loosely, but ever so often I wrap tightly to make sure it's secure. So this is my third piece. Again, straight hairs down. Place them in front of the previous wrapping strand. Take the previous wrapping strand and finish wrapping it. And now take the new wrapping strand and go ahead and continue to wrap. And now I need to add another strand and continue to wrap. So I'm gonna place it in front, take the old strand, wrap, take the new strand and wrap. I'm going into my second mini bundle, going in and separating a section of the hair, getting the straight ends, placing them in front of the previous strand, wrapping that around, and then picking up the new strand and continuing. And you're gonna do this the entire way down your hair until you finish. I'm on to my third pack. I have this much hair left. So then I bring the other locks I've completed forward so I can measure and see how long I need this to be. So I can stop about here. So I'm going to close this lock off and then show you how I taper the ends. To close the lock off, I begin wrapping back up the lock. So I'm gonna wrap, and I do this part very, very tight because you don't want this to come undone. And then I leave some hair out to loop. And I'm looping the same way I did before, creating the loop with my thumb, placing that strand through the loop, pulling it through on the other end, and pulling it tight. And I will do it a second time, create the loop, put the strand through the loop, pull the strand through, and then tighten the knot. And I'll try to do it another time. Loop with your thumb, place the strand through, bring it through, tighten it. And then I'm going to just wrap the rest of that around and rub it in. Now for the end. So this is hella bushy, but I want it to look like this. So to get from this to this, I am going to leave this hair as the hair that will be wrapped around. And then I'm going to take this strand and wrap around. And the other two strands I'm going to cut off. So I've cut those other two strands off. And this strand I'm going to continue to wrap down now. So I'm going to continue to wrap down the strand. And I'm doing this also nice and tight so my ends do not come out. And then I'm going to check again with the other strands to gauge about how long it should be. I'm gonna bring it down a little further, not much further. And so this is where I'm at now, and I'm gonna go back up the strand to close it off the way I closed off before. So I'm going back up the strand, again pulling it nice and tight, because you do not want your ends to come out with this amount of hair left. I'm going to knot it. That was once. Knotting it a second time. I think I can get one more knot out of this. I've knotted it a third time. And then I'm gonna wrap this strand, the remaining, wrap it. And now I have a more seamless end. But of course it's still too long. I just want it to be a simple end. So I'm going to take my scissor and I'm going to separate it because I think this is pretty thick. So I'm gonna try and cut off this strand. It's not so great. I'm gonna just cut it. And it looks all bushy, which is not ideal. In a perfect world, this is what a good one will look like. You see the difference? Bushy, nice and tapered. So I'm going to go ahead and trim the edges, the outsides of these, to try and get it to look a little bit more tapered. And that's how I get my end. Can you see? And the good end was this one. For my edges that I left out, I'm going to wrap around the base of the faux loc to take this longer piece and then wrapping it around. And to really get this to lay, I'm gonna add that gel. And then I've wet my toothbrush, my hair toothbrush, and that water just really, as you can see, just seals everything in and plasters it to your head. And now you're good. You just put a scarf on this bad boy, let it set, and you could, you know, design it however you want. I'm gonna stand up so you can see the full length of this hair. And this is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace. This is how you remove your faux loc. So first you want to have an idea of where your hair stops, how long your hair is. And I know my hair is definitely not past my chin, but to be sure, I'm just gonna cut right here. And then I'm going, oh, this is cute, it'll be cute as a bob. And then I'm just going to pull, and the hair is going to unravel. And I am just rotating my hand and pulling down at the same time to get the wrapped hair from around the braided hair underneath. Once I get to the top, I'm going to be gentle because I twirled my edges around the root. So I pull the wrapped hair out, so that's completely out. And now I'm going to unbraid the braid. And you can see this is my edges that I wrapped around. And so now here they are. And that is how you remove your faux locks.